Welcome to my kitchen, where we bring Middle Eastern cooking to America. The weather is so beautiful, it's summertime, and it's time for grilling. In today's show, we'll be making these delicious recipes. We're making Iraqi grilled chicken, whole wheat flatbread grilled on the charcoal grill, cucumber salad, and for dessert, I'll be making zalabia. To prepare the Iraqi grilled chicken, first I will prepare this fragrant spice rub by toasting some coriander seeds, cumin seeds, whole black peppercorns, cardamom, dried chilies, allspice berries, whole cloves over medium heat. Then add chicken and rub well, cover and refrigerate for 4 to 6 hours to marinate. Then grill over hot charcoal grill until nicely cooked. To make the flatbread, the dough is made by mixing whole wheat flour, olive oil, honey, dried milk, then some salt and yeast. Divide the dough equally, coat with a mixture of sesame seed, black cumin, fennel seeds, and roll out and grill over hot charcoal grill. With the chicken and the bread, I will be making this simple salad that contains chopped cucumbers, tomatoes, onion, parsley, mint, toast with olive oil, vinegar dressing. For dessert, I'm making this famous Iraqi sweet, zalabia. The batter is made from mixing some flour, water, yeast, then deep fried and dipped in syrup. Now it's time for us to prepare the dough for the whole wheat flat bread that, of course, we're gonna grill on a charcoal grill. So before we do anything, here we have 1.5 cups of lukewarm water. We will add half cup of water into a mixing bowl. To this, we will add 5 teaspoons, equivalent to 2 envelopes of yeast, and we will let it sit for 5 minutes. Now we will add the remaining water, which is 1 cup of water, and we will add 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil to this mix, 1/4 cup of honey. Because we are using whole wheat flour, we really need to add the olive oil and the honey, to just like give it some more texture, and will be easier to rise and easier to roll out. So this will be perfect. This will go in the mix. One-quarter cup of dried milk, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and then 4 cups of whole wheat flour. It's gonna be real healthy bread, real easy to make, and it will be so delicious too. We will mix all the ingredients together until nicely blended. All the ingredients are nicely blended together. Now we will change the mixing attachment to the dough hook attachment to finish kneading the dough. A step that we always do to create this amazing, beautiful dough. Dough looks beautiful, nice and smooth, and nicely blended. Of course, it's really soft dough, and this is exactly how we want it. And now here I have a bowl that I brushed with some olive oil. I will transfer the dough into the glass bowl. Perfect. Cover it with some saran wrap and a kitchen towel. I will let it sit for about 2 hours to rise. Our dough has been sitting for 2 hours to rise, and it's beautiful, nice and risen. And now it's time for us to start the charcoal. I like to use the charcoal starter to start our charcoal. I'm using hardwood charcoal, which is much hotter, much faster to light, and we will get it started. Of course, I have some newspaper that I will use to start the charcoal, which is much healthier than using any fuel. So we just light the newspaper on few sides of the charcoal starter, and then we will let it for sit for about 10 to 15 minutes to lighten the charcoal. Before I start dividing the dough, I will get the mixer from the sesame seeds and the black cumin and the fennel seeds ready for coating the bread. So I have 1 cup of sesame seeds here, half cup of fennel seeds, which is going to give us that amazing aroma and amazing flavor for this bread, and 1/4 cup of black cumin, which is well known for habat soda. I will blend all these together so they can nicely mix with each other. And now I will divide the dough into equal portions, dip my hand in some olive oil, and this recipe might give us about 7 to 8 loaves of bread. So I will take a portion of a dough the size of an orange and flatten it a little bit and dip both sides with the sesame, fennel seeds, and black cumin mixture, and place it on a tray lined with parchment paper. Of course, depending on what size of loaf breads we would like to get. If you want them to be larger, you can divide your dough into larger pieces. If you want them to be smaller, you can divide them into smaller pieces. That all depends on what size you like to have your loaf breads. So we'll keep dividing. This is an amazing dough. Of course, the mixture of the sesame seeds and the black cumin and the fennel seeds will give this kind of bread a real nice flavor. Now we will form our last piece or last portion of our dough into flat loaf, and then we will place it on the tray that's lined with parchment paper. Now, anytime you touch the dough, it needs to rest again. So I will cover these loaves with some plastic wrap and a kitchen towel, and we'll let them sit for about 30 minutes to rest. The charcoal is ready. I will transfer the charcoal to the grill. Look how beautiful the flame. It's beautiful, nice and hot. And of course, we need 2 of them to make sure we have enough charcoal. Great. Now it's time for us to open up the dough and grill it on the charcoal grill. First of all, I will dust the work surface with some flour and then roll out our loaves into about 6 to 8 inches in diameter. Of course, if you want them to be thinner, you can roll them out into a larger circle, but we would like to have them kind of medium thickness. I will place it on the grill. Cooking this bread on the charcoal grill takes only a few minutes, and look how beautiful and great the grill marks on the bread, and it's gonna taste amazing. The sesame seeds, it's gonna give us some nuttiness to this bread, and it's going to be incredible bread. So we'll let it sit and cook for about another minute or so on the other side, and then it will be ready. This bread is real healthy and it's very flavorful, and it's great to make sandwiches for breakfast with some cheese or any time of the day actually. It's even great as a snack. So we'll check the other side. Look how gorgeous. I wish you can smell it. It smells like you just stepped in a bakery. We will place it on a cloth over a basket, and we will let it sit for a minute or so before covering it to prevent it from drying out. Now the other loaf of bread is ready. We'll place it on the grill and we'll let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes on one side first. Rolling out these loaf of breads. Of course, homemade, no two are alike, and that's the beauty of homemade. They look so different. Each one has its own character, each one has its own size, and that's what's nice about homemade bread and homemade cooking in general. Love to hear the sesame seed cracking on the fire. It smells amazing. At the same time, they are toasting the sesame seeds and the fennel seeds, and it gives it even more aroma and more flavor for this bread. Once you see these bubbles on one side of the bread, you will know that the other side is completely cooked, and that will be a sign for you to flip the bread to cook on the other side. They cook real fast. They don't even take a minute from each side to cook. And this is the beauty of cooking on a charcoal grill. It takes almost no time. And of course, the flavor is just dramatic, and it's so incredible. The last loaf of bread is cooked. And now we have all our loaves ready. Look how gorgeous they look, and I wish you can smell them. It smells like a bakery in here, and they will taste wonderful. We will cover them and set them on the side so they can keep soft. Now it's time for us to prepare the batter for the zalabia. For this recipe, we need to use 1 3/4 cup of lukewarm water. From this, we will only pour about half a cup in a mixing bowl like this. We are using 1 envelope of yeast equivalent to 2.5 teaspoons of dry yeast. And then 2 tablespoons of sugar also goes on top of the yeast. We will let it sit for 5 minutes. To the mixing bowl, we will add 2.5 cups all-purpose flour and half cup of cornstarch and half teaspoon of salt. This batter is real easy to make, only few ingredients, very simple basic ingredients. We will mix everything, and then we will add the remaining warm water. Everything gets nicely blended. The batter is beautiful, nice and smooth. I will transfer into a bowl like this. Look how gorgeous and glossy this batter is. This will give us an amazing zalabia for sure. Now we will cover this with a piece of plastic, and we will let it sit for 1 hour to ferment. Usually we like to save it or leave it in a warmer place. It will be faster for it to ferment. Our batter for the zalabia has been sitting to ferment for about an hour exactly. What I would do now, I will just go over the mixer and mix it just a couple times, and then again let it sit for another 30 minutes. Perfect. In the meantime, I will prepare the syrup for the zalabia. I have 1.5 cups of water. It's gonna go in a pot like that. Into this, I will add 3 cups of sugar. To make any simple syrup, usually is 2 parts sugar and 1 part water. So I'm using 3 cups of sugar. We'll mix it until the sugar is all melted. This might take a few minutes, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Syrup has been simmering for about 4 minutes. Now it's time for us to add the lemon juice. We need only half teaspoon of lemon juice to go in the mix. And then we'll let it simmer for another 4 to 5 minutes until it forms into a syrup. Our syrup is nice and thick. Last thing we need to do is add some rose water. 1 to 2 tablespoons of rose water goes in there. You could use orange blossom water if you like. And we'll let it simmer for 30 more seconds, no more than that. And we will turn the heat off and we'll let it sit to cool off. I transferred my batter for the zalabia in a bottle, squeak bottle like this, and this will be easier to squeeze the batter into the deep frying pan that I have. I have about 2 inches of hot oil now, and I will squeeze some of the batter into the hot oil in circles, overlapping each other, so we can get the shape of zalabia. They fry really fast, and of course each one will have a different shape. You can make them large or small or any shape actually that you like. Perfect. We want to probably fry about 5-6 of them at a time. They look really good. We will flip them and cook them on the other side. We only want to cook them until they are pale yellow. Perfect coloring. They look amazing. This is by far my favorite desserts. Real simple, only few ingredients, and it's great for any time of the year. Now we will remove them from the fryer, drain as much oil as possible, and dip them immediately in the warm syrup. Now it's time for us to make this delicious Iraqi grilled chicken. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare a rub, which is gonna be a mix of toasted spices. I will grind them and then rub the chicken with it and marinate it for 6 to 8 hours or overnight, and then grill it on a charcoal grill. Before we start anything, we will prepare the rub. So I need to toast a few of these spices. Here I have some coriander seeds. I need to use 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds. They go in a small frying pan like this. 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. Of course, toasting any spices, it's gonna release all the oil and the flavor and the fragrance from them. 2 teaspoons of whole black pepper. I'm using 6 pots of cardamom. Of course, this is gonna add a lot of flavor. I'm also using 4 chili pepper, dried chili pepper. Of course, depending on how hot it is, you could use more or less. So I believe these are fairly large, so I'm only gonna use 3 of them. I will try to stir everything. We want to make sure we're not gonna burn any of these spices. And then also I'm adding 4 whole cloves and then 4 whole allspice. The spice mix is already toasted and they smell amazing. I will remove it from the cooktop and then set it aside for about a couple minutes before grinding them. Our spices are cool enough for us to grind right now. I will transfer them to a bowl like this. They smell amazing. And to this, I will add 4 dried roses, hips. This will give a lot of flavor for this spice mix. And I will grind them. Perfect. Transfer them to a bowl like this. What an amazing mix. This is a nice blend. You can make a lot of this blend and use it for different other things too if you like. To this also, I will add 1 tablespoon of curry powder, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder, and 1 tablespoon of sumac. 1.5 teaspoons of freshly grated nutmeg. It depends on how much you like it. You could use more or less if you like. And freshly grated black peppers. Again, it depends on how spicy you want it. You could use more or less. And freshly grated sea salt. I always like to use sea salt. It has more flavor. And then lastly but not least, to this blend, I will mince 8 garlic cloves. You could chop it finely if you want, or you could just mince it using the garlic press. You don't want to have chunks of garlic in your mouth or on the chicken. Perfect. Now we will mix everything together until nicely blended. And this is our rub for the chicken. It smells so wonderful. Our spice mix is blended nicely together and it's ready for us to use for rubbing the chicken. Here I have 2 whole chicken that I cut in half, and I removed the backbone and just like discard that. We don't want to use that. I will take some of this spice mix and the garlic and rub it all over the chicken pieces. Want to make sure you use a lot of it so we can have this flavorful and amazing chicken. We'll place it in a bowl like that. Iraqi food is very, very well known, and it's very famous by using a lot of different spice mixes, and that's why it's always so flavorful and it's so unique and it's different from many other cuisines. Place this in there. Of course, grilling the chicken on the charcoal grill will bring all the flavors out from the spices that we are using, and they'll be even more concentrated. And we have 1 last half of our chicken pieces. Of course, if you don't want to use a whole half to grill, you can always cut it into smaller pieces. You could use maybe drumsticks. You could use just chicken breast by itself or any other parts of the chicken. All our chicken pieces are ready now. They all nicely rubbed with the spice. We will cover them with some saran wrap, and then we will leave them in the fridge for 6 to 8 hours or overnight to marinate. Our chicken has been marinating overnight with all that spice rub that we made. Now it's time for us to grill the chicken. Our charcoal grill, it's nice and hot. We will place the chicken halves skin side down over the hot grill. First of all, we want to sear that skin area in the chicken. Perfect. We'll let it cook for about 20 to 25 minutes on this side, and we'll flip it and cook it on the other side. Our chicken has been cooking for about 25 minutes. We will turn it and flip the other side to cook. Look how beautiful and crispy the skin is, and it smells wonderful. All the spices, smells really good. And we'll cook it for another 35 to 40 minutes to finish cooking. Now it's time for us to make the cucumber salad. This simple, delicious salad that will go perfectly with the grilled chicken and the bread that we are making. We will start off by mixing the cucumber first. Here we have 3 large cucumbers that I chopped, roughly chopped, will go in the bowl. 3 large tomatoes, chopped, goes in the bowl. And 1 small onion. You could use regular onion or white onion. And then to this, we will add the parsley that we just picked from the herb garden. I like using scissors to chop the parsley. So we'll just chop this whole small bunch of parsley into the bowl, directly into the bowl, real easy. Of course, this is homegrown parsley. It has a lot of flavor, compact with flavors and with nutrition and everything. It's really nice and also adds nice color to the salad. This is real simple salad. Also, we need to add some mint to the salad, so we will just get some leaves together, pack them nicely like this, and then chop them with the scissors. Just like that, real simple. Nothing complicated about this salad. It's real simple, but so healthy, so flavorful. If you like to add any other herbs to the salad, of course you can. If you want to replace mint with basil or with rosemary, you also can do that. Whatever you prefer to do. And this salad has only these 5 simple healthy ingredients full of colors and of course all the vitamins and minerals, and it's really healthy for you. And now we will prepare the dressing. It's very easy dressing to prepare. All what we need to do is add 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil into a bowl like this. And to this I will add 3 to 4 tablespoons of vinegar, red wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar, whatever you prefer. This should be good enough. And of course, some freshly grated coarse salt or sea salt in this case, and black pepper, just to taste. Perfect. And mix it real nice, and then pour it into the salad. And mix all these beautiful ingredients together until nicely blended. Real simple, but real flavorful and real healthy for you. Great for summertime. Perfect. Our salad is ready. That's how much time we have for today. In today's show, we made these traditional Iraqi recipes. We made whole wheat flat grilled bread. We made grilled chicken. We made cucumber salad. And for dessert, we made this amazing dessert, zalabia. Thank you so much for coming to my kitchen and enjoy Middle Eastern cooking. We hope to see you next time with more exotic dishes from the Middle East.